Oh, I see what went wrong.
He got hooked in the right rear by, was that Joey Clanton maybe in the 09?
Yeah, but it wasn't Joey's fault. Mike, it looked like to me, tried to move up to the outside lane.
He's on the bottom of the racetrack. The 3 wide behind him.
Oh, the 63 truck just didn't get the memo, man.
He couldn't slow down as Joey Clanton was trying to get off the racetrack.
Joey was not off the racetrack yet. He was straddling the yellow line, and they came around there, and the 63, he's probably concerned about the guy beside him and didn't see Musgrave.
He is on a mission. Oh, he gets a hold of the truck ahead of him.
There's the 59 spinning around.
Bliss got into the back of the 59, Phil.
You got help, boys.
He needs to get that thing down in the grass. The fire will go out if he can get in the grass.
Got a fire there, buddy. Get out of there as quick as you can. Get it to the bottom.
See, Terry has the window net down. Looks like the fire has been extinguished. A little bit of residual fire in the back.
That looked like a bit of bump drafting gone bad. We saw the same thing on the last lap of the shootout the other night. Dale Jr. getting to the back of Elliott Sadler. It looked like
blue truck on the outside.
Oh, wow. Looked like AJ thought about getting up in line, and it looked like Kelly thought about coming down at the same time.
Yeah, it looked like AJ really drove up the hill quite a bit there. Let's see if we can take another look at it. The throttle, Michael.
He did, and look at the momentum. Oh, and sideways.
Oh, back in the back. That's the 4 of Chase Miller. Chase Miller up on 2 wheels. A hard collision into the wall.
Hey guys, we just crashed.
He came down and made contact with a 75 of Dennis Setzer. He, in turn, ran into Brendan Gaughan. That's Brendan Gaughan's South Point Chevrolet right there. Watch the top of your screen. He's going to come in looking for the black truck. He's just going to get a little bit loose here as he goes through turn number 4. There he is right there. Does a good job keeping it out of the outside wall. This is another view right there, obviously already spun. That's the commitment line for pit road.
That means we're going to have a lucky dog.
We are. A view of what happened to David Starr here. He's right toward the back of that big pack right there. Got a little sideways coming off the corner. See him right there in the middle. That's the 08 of Chad McCumbee on the outside, the Garmin. He got a little bit loose, wiggled, slid up, made a little bit of contact. Now he's just trying to stay off the 08.
And Chad McCumbee saying, I would like it if you would stay off me.
Get away from me.
He's got him woe down.
Whoa. Oh, look at that. Ron Hornaday is going to spin Mark Martin at the start. The green flag has come out.
Number 1, that's Chad going by the outside of David Starr. David loses control of that truck and makes some contact. Actually cuts the left rear tire down as he wobbled up into him and then put Chad into the outside wall. Tough break for Chad.
Right along with Joey.
And man, making some good time too, Phil.
Still there.
He was racing for the 13th spot, was Clanton.
He's in the grass. He stays on the very inside of the racetrack, but boy, I tell you, you can't really blame him for being in the way there. He was on the very inside of the racetrack.
You're good and clear.
But what about, no telling what he thought when he heard those two. Watch these 2 trucks go by him.
They were completely sideways when they went by him. So undoubtedly, the 15 of Bill Lester and the 6 of Travis Quapple made contact back somewhere before that.
Well, let's get inside of Bill Lester's truck. See what Bill.
Yeah, watch this now.
Oh, right at the wrong time for Bill.
Bill
Nothing he could do.
Absolutely nothing he could do. Just came along. Their tires.
They don't have any more tires, do they? Oh, he just
got loose. Right? Ooh, man, did he make some hard contact with the outside wall.
How about how quick NASCAR threw that caution out there as well?
Ooh, Kenny Schrader did a nice job getting.
It's into Willie, and then it just snaps around. That's what happens, yeah.
He tries to stay off of Willie, and unfortunately loses control of it. There he hits the inside wall there. Fortunately, not a great deal of contact at the inside wall, but it will put him out for this race.
Third car in line. You're going to see him at the top of the screen, and wow, big time hit to that outside wall for Connor Jones, and I believe we saw the hood pop up on the right side. May have had a right front go away on that, and certainly all indications would point to a failure on the right front. Don't quite know if it was suspension related or tire related or whatever it was, but wow, a big look at this, folks. Big time hit. Do you see that safer barrier flex when Connor made contact with the outside wall
Of Timothy Peters.
That's that looking thing I was talking about.
3 wide at Martinsville. It just doesn't work. We'll be right back. There just moments ago.
He's on the outside of the 13 of Will Allen. Looked like Will Allen bounced off the curb. This is one unique racetrack in the fact that we have a curb on the inside. He bounced off that curb.
Actually be there, and when he comes down, there's no way the 51 Paul Menard could stop, and they make contact. Ford truck does a great job of staying off the wall right there.
You see the 51 was right against the
40 back there. You can see him third truck back, and it just takes a hard right.
Riding along with Ken Schrader in that Fastenal Dodge of the season.
See how wide he is out there getting down into the corner? He's making it look like he's saying, come on down in here, I'll give you room. Looked like A.J. Allmendinger might have helped him out that time.
right. You see the 88 of Matt Crafton. Watch in front of here. He's going to get into the left rear quarter panel of Craig Kinzer in the 47. Then they get hooked together.
I think then there might be some disagreement about you know, who did what here.
7 truck. He's going to get a little bit loose. Has to chase it up the hill. The 50 of TJ Bell thinks about going to the inside, but by that time the 09 of Joey Clinton had already closed up that hole.
And this right here is what hurts. Ow, man. Right in the driver's door.
It's a 60 truck. Lead left of your screen. He gets a little contact from the 47 of Craig Kinzer. Has to chase it up the hill.
Then he comes down into Crawford.
14 knocks him into the 88 of Matt Crafton. And this jumbles everything up.
It backed everything up behind these guys now. Now they're trying to recover. We've seen that 99 3 wide several times today.
Looked like the 13 of Willie Allen hit the curb and ran into the 99 of Eric Darnell. Then the 09 of Joey Clinton had absolutely nowhere to go, and he makes contact. And Ken Schrader in the 8. The 16 of Stacy Compton was thinking, here's another view right there.
This gets loose, the 16 does, and that causes him to push up into Dennis Setzer. And of course, you can see everybody taking evasive action. And A.J. Allmendinger in the 00.
Arnell and that number 99. Both of them trying for the same real estate.
There he bounces off the curb. Terry didn't leave him quite enough room on the inside.
We'll be back with more on Fox.
Something, hoping he can get up there to the back bumper.
There's a case.
Skinner.
There's a case right there. The 6 of Travis Quapple moved that 08 out of the way. In the aftermath, the 08 got punted into the wall. Caution back out again.
00.
Rolling off here in the corner underneath. Oh,
the 60 gets into the 7. The 60 of Jack Sprague gets into the 7 of Brad Keselowski, and that forces him up into the 00 of A.J. Allmendinger. And
you're right, Phil. I believe another thing, he got down on below that white line on that apron, looking at it. And, you know, I think the other thing here is you have to keep the throttle down. If he had to roll off that throttle, that's probably what happened.
Travis just got loose. It was on the inside of another truck. We've seen it happen so many times. He gets loose and slides up the racetrack.
And we heard Rick say about that.
If we can take a look back at what happened to Kelly just now. She just got a little bit loose coming up. Oh, Johnny Benson got loose.
Benson got loose.
And forced Kelly.
She never spun out. She did a great job. And now, you know, I don't want them women to say that I said she's a tough woman. What I mean is she's a tough competitor. That sounds a whole lot better, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all right.
Now,
He's on the inside of the 77 of Brendan Gaughan. They make some contact, and Tim just loses the back end, entering the corner, slides back up the racetrack, hits driver's side into the outside wall, into the safer barrier. Yeah. 7 Ginn Properties. Just got loose all by himself right in front of the 88 of Matt Crafton.
First caution comes out at Lowe's Motor Speedway. The Quaker Steak and Lube 200 is underway.
Watch the middle of your screen. Jack Sprague's truck is just going to turn hard right, cuts down the right front tire, makes hard contact with a safer barrier. Great news for these drivers, that safer barrier here, Michael.
Well, Phil, you've blown a right front tire.
That's the worst thing can happen.
Jack was right down on the white line. He was as low as he could be. He had no idea that tire was fixing to blow, shot up into that safer barrier, and he will be able to breathe.
I believe you. I'll believe you on that.
Well, I'll just stop right there.
There's Dennis Setzer. He talked about wanting to come back down to the bottom of the racetrack. He just got away from him. Just slides to the infield grass. Unfortunately, he will lose a lap during that spin.
This is when the complexity of the race changes. You never know when you bring these vehicles down pit road what's going to happen.
It looked like either he just pushed up the racetrack or didn't know the 99 was there, squeezed him into the outside wall, and then that turned him into the outside wall. Then they went all the way down the backstretch. You're going to see the front tires of the 99 of Eric Darnell are going to be locked up here momentarily, and the 09 just riding along there.
Those guys just ran out of room off turn 2. I know the 99's probably thinking, he cut me off, but the 99 a year down the road, or maybe next time, he'll say, I wonder if that guy's going to give me room or not, and just breathe out of it enough to where he doesn't get himself in a crash.
There he is right there running second. That's A.J. Allmendinger, the 00. He's right below the white line, just like Jack Sprague was.
Only better. At least he had made it to the middle. Jack had just dipped down into the turn and took a worse angle on that wall, I believe.
Johnny was at least as slow as he was going to go.
Then Rubbin blew the right front tire out. He was up high on the track, or in the middle of the track, and it just blew out and went into the wall. If you're A.J. Allmendinger, do you say, yes, I got...
Take another look. It's going to happen right in front. The 44 of Frank Cryer slides up into the 00 of Ken Butler III. Watch Matt Craftsman. He starts to go by, and in the 44 lets off the brake and just makes contact with that left rear quarter panel.
Look, that's Ken Butler III in the 00 Aaron's Toyota Tundra.
He's on the inside. Looks like the 60 of Jack Sprague maybe squeezed him down a little bit. Got him down in the flat part of the racetrack. Ron did a good job stopping to avoid. There's another view. There was no contact, nothing from Dennis Setzer that caused this. He just cut down a tire. Looked like a right front tire on that Menard Chevrolet, and hard contact into the outside wall.
And then just slides into you. He did it to me earlier in the race, but we hit wheel to wheel and we stayed straight. This time he hit me in the quarter panel. We both spun out. I don't know what he thinks about, but it's a shame this level liquidator.
With Clint Boyer on the outside, coming off turn number 2. Skinner gets loose. He has to chase that truck, and he makes contact, Michael.
It's just what a great job by Kyle Busch. He slipped up high and got through that, but Skinner was pinched down coming up out of that hole we talked about in pre-race, and it just snapped sideways on him. The only way to save it was to turn right. When he did, he hit Boyer into the fence.
There's another view. Already the contact made between Skinner and Boyer. Remember, these trucks are as loose as they're going to be. They just got done qualifying. They're full of fuel. They got all that weight in the rear. They think these trucks are going to get tighter, so they're as loose as they're going to be. Skinner got a little loose on the bottom, trying to race Clint Boyer for the lead.
Skinner is he's very much used to diving down into turn 1, clearing the guy, and leading the race. And that's what he tried to do there.
Let's take another look.
You see him sideways, right up against the wall. Had the 59 of Terry Cook on the inside. He got sideways, maybe got a little bit up in the loose stuff, and there's the hard contact. Man. See a spring falling out of the rear of that truck with a coil spring rubber tie wrap to it.
He was wanting to get that spring rubber out of there because
he was sure enough loose.
He was way
hit here for you. So.
We saw Jeff Gordon at Charlotte last week jump up in the air when he hit the wall. Same thing there.
Yeah. It's amazing how hard he hits, and the rear just jumps up off the ground. I've seen cars hit the wall like that before in trucks, Michael, and it will actually bend the rear clip.
Number 2 here. Looked like Kelly might have got a little bit loose. It doesn't look like she got any help. She just got a little bit loose coming off turn number 2. Made some contact with the inside wall. Here's another look. That's Tim Sauter, right?
There it is. You had mentioned that right rear tire going down. He's in it to keep it out of the wall.
He really did a great job. Now he's back on the brakes hard to keep him hitting in the inside wall. A great job of driving by Jack to avoid hitting the outside. And
as they continue, fire underneath the 60. Jack Sprague is going to want to climb out of that. The fire suppression system looks like it's going to put it out first, though.
There he is on the inside of Clay Rogers, the 40 truck. Ooh, looked like Clay just moved to the inside just a little bit. Joe was right there. He made hard contact with the inside wall, spinning back across the racetrack. Jack ran in the back of it. I'm not sure what it was. A yellow. Is that the one of Aaron Fike?
Aaron Fike.
Aaron Fike probably saw that accident before Jack, or his spotter saw it, backed up the throttle, and Jack ran right in the back of him. What a tough break for Jack Sprague.
Well, Phil, it looked a little crazy to me because Aaron Fike was trying the low line, and Joe Ruttman was 55. See the truck into the wall there, coming out of 4 and through the quad oval. That's the 50 of TJ Bell.
And the 77 of Brendan Gaughan was the other truck that was involved. Looked like they may have come together exiting turn number 4. There's Brendan.
4 laps to go. Bodine looks high. Crawford's going to follow him.
He spins a big contact.
That's Travis Buckle sliding across the infield. And the caution will come out once again.
Oh, Travis makes contact with the inside wall. The caution flag came out. He was going to be able to catch back up, and just at the last instant.
Earlier, what happens here, Phil?
He was a little bit wider, it looked like early.
Yeah.
I
thing took off pretty quick, though. I'm not sure if maybe he had a tire going down, you think?
That right.
Billy Allen looks like he's going to slide up. He got loose on the inside. He had to chase his truck up the hill, and he made a little contact with the left rear corner Hornaday. Turn him around. It looks like he didn't lock the brakes up, though.
That was some great driving by Ron. You can see, like, once you
Your screen, the 9 and the 21 got loose, and when he turned to try to chase it up the hill to get it straight, Ted was there in the right rear corner of the 21, caught the left front corner of Ted and just turned Kelly directly into the wall. And then Ted obviously is so upset about it, he's going to run up here and just drive into the door of the 21 to show his displeasure.
It was a racing thing. I mean, Kelly Byers had nothing. His truck got loose on the outside of him. It was obviously not intentional.
I tell you, it's a decent hit by both those guys, too. I mean, this is a veteran versus a rookie situation right here. We commented about
the 8 of Chad McCumbee. You see 13 of Willie Allen. He's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Chad McCumbee probably had committed to the bottom, and then when Willie tried to get to the bottom, Chad tried to switch over. Watch this now. See, Willie's going to drive to the inside. Chad had already committed to the inside. He does a nice job of keeping that truck from hitting the right front corner on the outside wall, but still a lot of damage to the 08 Chad McCumbee. Going to get another view of it.
Right by the flag stand that we're taking a look. And again, Willie Allen, probably not the opportune time to make his way onto the inside of the racetrack. Adam Alexander.
Leader Johnny Benson getting 4 tires here. He said he doesn't need much help.
If it was of his own doing or if he had some help.
Yeah, Mike Bliss just kind of drove in there on the inside. Jack was trying to diamond. We've been talking about diamonding the corner. Jack slid up a little bit in the center of the corner. When he did, before he could get that truck turned and get back to the bottom, Mike stuck his nose in there.
Rick Crawford trying to get by that. Whoa, trouble. Contact made there. They're sideways. Crawford into the wall. We saw him tag the wall there.
What happened to the 00? He was right in between the 75 of Dennis Setzer and the 88 of Matt Crafton. I don't know if there was any contact from the 88 of Matt Crafton, but around he went coming off turn 2, made pretty significant contact with the inside wall. Here's another look. Travis' truck so good in the middle of the corner. He was on the throttle so much earlier, and he just made contact, and around Brad went.
Turn him around. Brad keeping on the accelerator, trying to get that thing spun around and go in the right direction, but then all that smoke. Probably didn't even know which direction was the right direction after he got turned around here.
Yeah, there you can see the contact right there. There's no question that Travis got in the back of him.
Turn number 3, Michael, and
classic.
We've seen it so many times. Rick was on the inside of Ryan Matthews, lost some downforce, some air off the rear spoiler, lost the back end. And here at Kentucky, there aren't. Let's see if we can take another look at it right there.
Oh, they got together.
They made contact in the center of the corner, and then both of them just took off towards the outside wall.
That they got very hard together by Terry Cook too, as far as he got directed right at that corner.
Yeah, thank goodness for
these 3 trucks. Just all come together right there exiting turn 4.
It looked like the 75 of Dennis Setzer was right against the 09 of Joey Clanton, and then Ted Musgrave drove up right up behind him. I'm not sure he made any contact, but it was enough to just to take the air off the rear spoiler and around.
Track. Everybody on the radio is saying that turn 3 and 4 has some sort of a substance down there, maybe oil somewhere. They believe it may be left over from last night's ARCA Remax Series race, and we saw problems with a number of trucks in qualifying.
Traffic. There he is right there, the 33 of Ron Hornaday right behind him. Looks like the thing just took off and he got loose coming off the corner.
And he laid in that gas too, Phil. You know, he just tried to battle the truck without letting off. You see him gaining ground on Hornaday, just scraping through the inside of the.
Yeah, there you saw the sparks right there. So I'm sure he just kissed the inside wall. There's another view right there. There's Ty. He just got a little bit loose, got back on the throttle, kept it out of the outside wall, shot it across the racetrack, and watch the driving he did. You never give up on these things, do you, Michael?
Not until you hit. And look, he hit it pretty good. How come it's not damaged anymore?
That's a tough Toyota truck.
That's exactly. Now you could hear him right up to when he lost traction. He was wide open in that gas, pulling away from Hornaday. But let's listen to the contact from inside.
Back in the throttle, trying to stay out of the inside wall. That's the key. This corner, watch again now.
Oh, right or left rear one just blew out on the straightaway.
Yeah, one of the rear tires blew out because he wasn't even really to the corner yet when that truck swapped ends.
Can't really tell which one right there, but that's just how.
See the 71's down on the inside of the 07 of Tim Sauter. Pierre Borky loses control. He backs into the outside wall. And there's Chad McCumbee. Again, you can see the left front wheel was locked up. And that was a situation when you lock the front wheels up, the truck's going to go straight. And we can take a look back at what happened to the, Looked like the 10 of David Starr got a little bit loose, had to chase the truck up the hill, and he's the one that made contact with the 61 of Brett Thompson, and that turned him around.
And how he was involved.
See him right there. More than likely, because of the damage to the front end of that truck, he may have made contact with the back of that 61 of Brett Thompson as they entered turn number 3, and then turned Brett.
The booth with us.
Yeah, the 88 certainly made contact with the 7.
That's just a shame. You'd like to see a guy like that get a little respect. You know, he's running up in the front.
Look, there you see him lose control on the inside of the racetrack.
This is a better look at it. We can see what happens.
See when the 63, see all the smoke right there. See right there, there's a little contact right there with the 16 of Kenny Hedrick. And into the outside wall. Did not make extremely hard contact with the outside wall.
Into this deal. Let's see if we can figure out what happened.
See all that wad right behind them. We're going to see Willie Allen.
Oh,
ooh.
He got a little help, it looked like.
He moved up, and someone was there.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Be
probably John Wood. Maybe here we're going to see coming off turn number 2. He's going to move up right there. Going to get hooked in the right rear corner. Probably was the 21 of John Wood. Looked like Willie came up and wasn't quite clear of John. Right there, Jack gets loose, chases it up the hill, makes a little contact with the left rear corner, and that's what turns Mike Bliss around. Not sure if Jack hit the outside wall or not, but we see it so many times when a truck's on the inside of another truck. He loses that air off the spoiler. Watch it, just the slightest bit of contact, and it just turns around that 4 truck of Mike Bliss. He jumps in the throttle to try to keep that truck out of the outside wall.
Got to wonder if somebody was.
You just got a little bit loose there going in the corner.
I know that just had to surprise the heck out of him.
Remember, we talk about angles. He was trying to arc that thing in to get it to turn through the center of the corner. Just right front tire goes down.
And it popped.
Yeah.
You could hear the pop.
Going to be another view right there. It's Jack Sprague, I believe, the 60 truck that made some contact with Bill Luster.
It's a whole lot like what we saw earlier with. Wow.
Yeah, watch this now. Willie Allen had made a commitment to the inside, and then when Bill came down the racetrack, he switched and went back on the racetrack. Great heads-up driving by Willie Allen.
What happened to cause that accident? You see Ron Hornaday, the 47 of Regan Smith made some contact with the 40 of Brandon Miller, and the 33 of Ron Hornaday and the 16 made some contact at the same time.
We were going to have a caution right then. There was 2 people working really hard to make sure.
Been peeking to the inside. He's in a slide. Travis Buckle trying to hang on to it. Kyle Busch turns around as they all spin. The trucks are getting by. It was Travis Quapple, Kyle Busch, and we go back to yellow.
And corner Todd's truck. Let's see if we can see what happens. He does make a little contact with the back of that number 30 Lumber Liquidators Toyota.
Looked like Todd was arguing for space.
Turn number 3. Joey backs off for the corner. JR gets in there a little bit too hot. He makes a little bit of contact right there, and then see JR lock the brakes up to try to avoid him, and he ends up making some contact with the outside wall as well. But a lot of damage to that Zaxby's Ford of Joey Clanton.
A lot of part here.
See, Scott made a dive down there. There was a little bit of room on the inside of the racetrack, but I think he got in the corner so hard that he wasn't able to keep the bottom of the racetrack. That over coming off of turn 2. You see the 40 and the 09 possibly have made some contact. There's Eric Almirola, the 47, coming through there. He gets sandwiched, and there's Clint Boyer with absolutely nowhere to go.
That's hard contact. It looked like
all the way up to 8, and now has dropped back to the. Oh, look, Jack Sprague into the wall. Jack Sprague hard into the wall. Our first caution of the night has come out.
Looked like something either broke or right front tire went down. Watch that red truck right in front of Jacques. Gets a little bit loose, wiggles, and then Jacques comes along. Yeah, has a little help. And Jacques makes some more contact. So Jacques will be on pit road here shortly for some back in the throttle.
Again, that right front tire blowing on the South Point Chevrolet and hard into the wall in turn 4.
Yeah, there's another view, but you know, so much damage from that earlier blown right front tire that there could have been something rubbing it. Did so much damage to the bodywork and the fender braces and things like that. But
back at this
is going to be coming off turn number 4. You see, they're together at the 30 of Todd Bodine and the 09 of Stacy Compton. Close call for Todd Bodine.
That was pretty heavy contact on the inside of that 30. They may want to bring him down pit road to make sure there isn't a problem with the inside of that truck.
Yeah, able to pull it off.
Ooh, trouble. Smoke coming out of the number 7. And there has been some heavy contact also.
Yeah, Jason
To potentially 28th as far as the best he'll be able to finish.
He's in the middle of a 3-wide situation. Looks like he may have moved up the racetrack and made a little contact with the 29 of Scott Lynch. Of some sort. Watch top of your screen there. He just took off to the right here, and that truck doesn't do that unless something breaks or a tire goes down. And poor Jason White in the gunbroker.com Dodge had absolutely nowhere to go. We've got 3 Dodges in the field, and 2 of them are taken out in this one accident. There's another view. You see the sparks and everything. That tire is already down, and Mike Bliss takes a hard turn to the wall.
That's why, as a race car driver, that's what you deal with.
Josh Wise is going to stay down on the inside. Jack Sprague looks like he has it.
Oh, he got it right behind him.
It's Villeneuve.
Into the wall is Jacques Villeneuve.
That's a 71. Brian Silas coming down pit road. Looks like maybe TJ Bell is caught up against the outside wall with Jacques Villeneuve. Watch the 27. He's on the inside.
Did something break, Phil?
It looked like something broke. I don't think he moved up and got clipped in the right rear corner. I think something broke on that truck.
He did go.
Going to allow Mike Skinner to get a little momentum.
He's coming in pit.
Oh, problems for Jack Sprague. He's going to slide in front of the field. Right into the trioval they go. Jack Sprague slides into the infield and catches about 3 or 4 trucks. One of those being the 33 of Ron Hornaday.
Ron Hornaday got caught. There's Eric Darnell, made hard contact with the inside wall.
6 of Travis Quapple's got big damage.
There's the 6 of Travis Quapple. A lot of good trucks involved there. Ron Hornaday definitely got a piece of that.
Again, behind the pack.
4 wide. 5 wide. 5 wide.
You know, we heard Dennis Setzer let off because he didn't want to go in that hole. Josh was committed to the outside of Dennis, and Dennis moved up, and they crashed.
4 wide.
It was 5 wide.
It doesn't seem to work here at Talladega.
Look, it was 5 wide, and obviously there wasn't enough room for 5 wide. And unfortunately, Josh is going to pay the price there along with Chad Chaffin.
But sometimes it works, and that's why they keep trying it.
He has to come down onto pit road. If they
they're getting
we
together.
got problems behind him. Mike Wallace gets turned around in the 0-3.
He may save that truck.
Straight.
He's going to keep it out of the wall. Caution is out, though.
What a huge break for Mike Skinner. He can get to pit road and tape that thing down. Rick, you asked earlier.
Brazilian Grand Prix. This is why we're under caution.
Just a meeting of the trucks down there in 3 and 4.
The 29 did not want to give way to the 16.
Boyer in that number 2.
You see him right there on the inside. He's going to make a little bit of contact with Johnny Benson, and then the 15 of Denny Hamlin just touches the back of that truck, and around he goes.
Denny room to get in the corner, and I guess he assumed he was going to give him room, and it just didn't happen that way. Yeah. Let's go down to Bob. Bob
moved out of the way by Leffler, and maybe Craftsman paying him back.
Well, they definitely made contact there. There's no question about that. And Matt just basically ran into the back of him, so it really wasn't. But watch.
And putting a little bit of a bumper to the inside of Dario Franchitti.
Oh, that won't work.
There it is.
Yeah.
Dario Franchitti gets turned around, and problems with Clay Rogers. He gets into the front of him.
And what happened? Here's Dennis Setzer. He's going to get turned by the 2 of Clint Boyer right there.
That's old school racer Dennis Setzer and new school racer Clint Boyer. And Clint said, I'm in there about out
of that truck, see if we can get a view here.
Oh, he's all by himself. I'd say he blew a left rear field, just like you said.
The 99 was in the vicinity, and that's his teammate.
Oh.
Just all sorts of contact. The 1 of Jason Leffler and the 2 of Clint Boyer.
Yeah.
He pretty much was a ping pong ball right between the 2 of them.
More than likely they could have.
See the contact right there between the 17 of Michael McDowell and the 8 of Travis Dasrow. Looked like Michael may have been side by side with another truck.
Oh, he left some oil on the track. See the trucks all sliding up the hill? The track's been
there they go.
down.
2 trucks around, the 6 and the 1.
Travis and Jason Leffler get turned around. The caution has come out once again. That is.
But then he wants to get in that throttle and beat Jack Sprague off the corner.
Oh, spin.
Problems hard. There is the 07. And we just heard, again, another hit. That was the 09 of Joey Clanton.
Wow.
07 of Tim Sauter got turned around. Joey Clanton came in and hit hard. Red flag is now out on the racetrack.
Right away.
Up above now from the Goodyear blimp.
Great shot here.
Travis is going to make a little contact with the 07 of Tim Sauter, just racing right there. Todd really nowhere to go. The 29 goes by him. The 00 does a nice job getting through there, and Joey Clanton makes some pretty hard contact.
Travis did anything wrong. I think the 07 tried to kind of come down a little bit. Travis was there, and that started this mess. And I bet you the 07, Sauter, looks like about through 7th. You can count those finishers all the way up to back to Chaffin in 7th. But look,
David Starr gets by his teammate Rick Crawford to take over the 4th spot. And you can see the carnage. There's Travis Quapple coming along making.
Right there. Watch this now. Watch in the middle.
Look like Josh
had a head of steam on the 40 and tried to lay off of him because someone was up underneath him on the inside and got loose.
Travis Kittleson did not make any contact. That's him right of your screen.
If you wonder why he's spinning now, you can't see.
Tim Sauter in that 07 Lester Buildings Chevrolet did a nice job avoiding. You see Josh get sideways, then he makes contact on the inside with that 75 truck of Clay Rogers. Clay in turn hits the 40 of Chad Chaffin.
Tim Sauter, I think, in that 07 is saying to himself, unbelievable how I made it through this one.
Yeah, what a nice job he did get by that position.
We kind of needed this caution. There was a lot of stuff going on. Sprague gets loose off turn 2 and hits the inside wall.
You got run into by the 9 of Ted Musgrave. He might have got loose a little bit in front of Ted Musgrave. Ted actually...
Look, a little closer look at this.
See, Brian got a little bit loose on the inside of that 77 South Point Chevrolet. We see that so many times. Lost the air off the rear spoiler, and around he went. Joey Clan had absolutely nowhere to go, but some nice job by the 40 of Chad Chaffin. A lot of trucks went down pit road and through the grass to try to avoid.
Be amazed at what we can do in these
see Johnny right there. Looked like Regan just went through the inside grass there, and when he got the left sides in the grass, it just turned the truck sideways.
He brought it back under control, put it back out onto the racetrack, and again,
he's gonna blow that right rear tire coming off turn right there, right in turn number 4. You see all the damage already to that quarter panel. Travis almost saved that truck, but made a little bit of contact with the inside pit wall. There's another view. He's going to make some contact with that inside pit wall. You see, that's Mike Bliss's crew right there, knowing how much they need a caution flag. They weren't celebrating that Travis Quapple was crashing, but they were celebrating that the caution was coming out.
a lot of damage to that K&N 4. They pulled it directly behind the wall, and Travis has climbed out of that truck.
Chad McCumbee goes to the front. He will take the lead. Hornaday and Skinner slide as they go through 3 and 4. Both caught up in the accident.
Oh, Skinner gets hit late. Hornaday and Skinner both got hit in this accident.
Unbelievable. Those two got into each other as Chad McCumbee made the pass on the inside. Caution has come out once again.
Hornaday did. Hornaday can indeed, I would say he could finish. I don't think he can finish this race. He didn't have any oil pressure. It was on fire.
Yeah, if he had no water, that's one thing. You could ride around here for a couple laps, but with no oil pressure, I'm not sure how long that engine would last with no lubricant. There's another view right there. The 9 looks like he makes a little bit of contact. Then the 88 does the 30 in and also makes some contact with the 5 of Mike Skinner. Incredible turn of events here in the last 5 laps.
Willie Allen sliding across the racetrack as well.
Starter up in the air, goes. He spins the tires. He stays high though. Oh, and he gets turned a little bit as they come in. He will get turned by Jack Springer. Right in front of the field they go. The wreck will happen once again. And that will be it, because we do only try one attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Look at the damage to this number 8 Chevy.
Here they are going down into turn number 3. That's the 09 of Stacy Compton on the inside. He actually moves up the hill a little bit, forces David up into that 16 truck, and that forced the 10 of David Starr into the outside wall.
Ron Hornaday right on the back bumper of that.
Oh, he's sideways.
Sliding. He's going to come right back in front of him sideways. Let's see if everyone misses him. A lot of smoke back there. They're all slowing down. Todd Bodine gets it straight back out, and no one else hits him.
What happens here? Oh, Jock gets loose on the inside. His truck wouldn't, he went to turn and it got loose, so he went up the hill. And unfortunately for Stacy, he was the guy that was there.
Yeah, fortunately Stacy didn't make a great deal of...
Uh-oh. You know what?
He had some help.
Boy, the 75 just absolutely ran into the back of him, getting in the corner, which is the worst possible moment to do that. So
you're not going to save a truck if you get clobbered like that. We saw Todd Bodine spin out all by himself.
Leading a lap.
Look at this battle.
Top 5 truck, 6 truck.
Drop one in the wall. Regan Smith gets into the wall as well, and the caution will come out once again.
Regan Smith just didn't have Travis Quapple cleared. He pulled up and forced Travis into the wall.
Look at, he tries to move up the racetrack, but obviously there's a truck there.
And these guys just do an excellent job. Watch Clayton Rogers there miss this wreck. And see the trucks coming from behind, locked up the brakes, but they all were able to get around Scott Lynch.
That was the 15, that black truck, the 15 of Andrew Myers, making his first ever Truck Series start. Coming off turn number 4, he's down on the inside on the apron of Chad Chaffin in the 40. Loses control. Gonna slide up right out to the outside wall. I don't think he made any contact.
Look.
Jacques Villeneuve, the 27. He's the truck that made contact with Stacy Compton. See, he turns Stacy around. Stacy tries to
He's got the wheels cut to the left. When he clears that 27 truck, it pulled him right down in front of Andy Lally. And what hard contact.
That's concrete, too.
Yeah, no safer barrier down there.
No safer barrier there. I'd like to see safer barriers around every bit of the racetrack because we've proven
we can hit it anywhere. We can hit it anywhere.
We are good at wrecking where you least expect it.
We've had a lot of wrecks on the straightaway this entire race right here coming off of 4. We've had several spins and wrecks. And, boy, and the angle, too. Andy hit it at the angle. If he would have been about 20 feet around that, it would have been a little bit better angle.
Like you ran over some of that debris.
It sure does. Watch this now. You see the wheels are turned, and Andy's coming along there. He thinks he's completely clear, but look at it break the inside wall there.
Broke the concrete on the wall.
Away from Hornaday, drive around Hornaday, and show him there's more than one place to run on this track.
Take a look at this. Yeah, Justin Marks getting turned around coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, you can see some black marks there. That probably, you can see them all the way back to where it started.
Quickly, 2 trucks are out of the field now. Skinner battling to get back on the racetrack. Phil, let's watch, see why this 4th caution of the night has come out.
Chris just got a little bit loose down on the inside. He does a nice job saving that truck. Really steered that thing the whole way. Never actually spun out. You see him getting on the brake, letting off the brake. Kept